Hello, this is Nick with Daisy Opals. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're back. I have a lot of silver scrap. It's pretty hard to learn how to bezel rings and, flux solder. And I've got the scrap silver to show for it. So what I want to do is, stop that. Okay, what I want to do is melt the silver down so I can reuse it. You can see stamped back plates there, bezels, lots of different attempts. Anyway, that's what this video is going to be, is me melting silver. And I'll start with the kit that I'm going to use. First of all, flux, borax flux, super important. It's like lubricant for the silver. If you don't use this, your silver is going to get stuck on the crucible, or it's just not going to melt or roll around right in the crucible. You won't be able to pour it into a mold as easily. There's the crucible. This is called a poor man's crucible. Something like $40, $50 on Amazon. This is what I'll use to heat up the silver. For my fire, for my heat, I'm going to be using MAP Pro Fuel. This burns much hotter than propane. You do not want to use propane for this. That's a propane head. I bought that by accident. So make sure you get the right one. Also, this coral block, whatever you want to call it, it's so I can heat stuff up on top of it without setting things on fire. Speaking of setting things on fire, safety is an issue. You're going to want safety goggles like this, and then here's some stuff not to use. An N95 mask. You're going to want a respirator. That's not really going to cut it. And you certainly don't want to use oven mitts. You need to find actual gloves. This is very dangerous stuff, so take it seriously and definitely don't use weird stuff like this. First, I have to coat the new crucible with borax. So I'm going to do that first. So yeah, I have to prep the crucible. It's like spraying Pam on a cooking pan. But you have to heat up the crucible first, then sprinkle some in and kind of sprinkle it around the sides and keep heating it until it's nice and glazed. Now, definitely don't do that, sprinkling the borax in there as I'm heating it. I burnt the hairs off my knuckle doing this. You want to stop the thing and then sprinkle it in like that. That would be the way to do it. That's why I love just diving into things, trial and error. Maybe this wasn't the right thing to dive into, but anyway. You see how it's getting shiny like that? I want the whole thing glazed. Okay, I think that looks good. This looks good. It's glazed. Felix, get out of here, bro. Oh my god. Yo, he's gonna try to smell the tip of this. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it should be a little bit more glazed. I'm not really sure. But it looks good to me. I'm gonna pour it out that way, so yeah. And that there on the left is my mold. It's a graphite mold. I forgot to show that in the beginning, but yeah. Sprinkling the borax on top of the silver and start to heat it up. It actually melted way quicker than I thought it would. I think thanks to this special gas. So once again, unless you want to spend forever melting it, I think this MAP gas is the way to go. I got this at Home Depot. And in total, I'd say it's about 60, 70 bucks for the head and the tank of gas. So this will be my first attempt at trying to pour the silver into the mold. And there you can see it's melting and moving around. So at this point, obviously, I'm having problems. I'm sure those of you who actually know how to do this are super irritated right now because I'm doing it the wrong way. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, how the wrong way is so you can do it the right way. I went back and I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and I found out that you need to hold the heat on it the entire time as you pour. Probably especially if you're outside like me, because the wind, I think, helped to cool it, but it's a careful thing. You have to really be steady with your hands and make sure you keep heating it. Like there, I did it, but it still didn't work because I just didn't distribute the heat well enough prior to pouring. I think I need better aim with the torch. Yeah, that looks pretty well glazed over. Looks nice, but wow. I still think the wind is a major, it's kind of windy out here. I think that's a bit of a factor as well. So anyway, back to it, and hopefully this time will be the charm. Yes! This is after some pickle, get rid of the oxidation so you can see the pretty silver there. And I'm pretty happy with that. This is a solid start to hammer out a ring, in my opinion. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try hammering it. I've never done this before and I just couldn't resist, so I was like, I'm going to hammer this and see what happens. You can hammer it out a little bit, but as you hammer it, the metal will get tighter and it will move less and less, and then you have to heat it again. Now what I was told is to heat it until it's almost red but not red, and then let it air cool and it will become soft. So that's what I'm doing here, heating it just before it turns red, letting it cool a bit, and then hammering away. Rinse and repeat. If you heat the silver too hot and then you quench it immediately, that's how you make it super, super brittle. Also, probably use a different hammer. My arm got very, very tired using this, typical construction hammer. I'm trying to get a ball peen hammer, and I also need one of those metal ring. I'll put a picture of one. One of those metal ring things to hammer this around to get a nice circle. I don't have that equipment now, so that's going to have to be the next video. But you can see right here, actually, a point where I think it became too brittle. The first time I heated it, it did get red, and I think that little crack is a result of that first heating. I'm just trying to see what it's like if I bend it. I don't know why. Probably don't do that. It didn't really bend. And then there's me just kind of imagining what it might look like as a ring, and it will be a ring, trust me. Another quick announcement, I have this beautiful, beautiful piece of green Lightning Ridge crystal opal sent to me by Frank from Opalholics R Us. And he said that I cannot cut this until I get 1,000 subscribers. Look at this stone, people. This thing is gorgeous. It's going to cut a banger. Help me get my subscribers up. When you subscribe, it really motivates me to make more content, knowing that people are watching. comment too. It's great to have comments, advice, anything you got, throw it at me. I want to cut this opal. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. You guys have been great so far. I think that's about it. I love you guys. Have fun with the rest of your day or night or whatever you're doing. Have a good one. All right, guys. See you later.